Imagine the difficulty of emigrating from another country to live in Iowa or Missouri, considered flyover land by so many people on the coasts. Further, consider the prospects of finding a congregation that worships in your native language. Well, in the Iowa-Missouri Conference, we have multiple groups that speak various languages who would be happy to welcome you into their places of worship. Since the last constituency session 5 years ago, Refugee Ministries in the Iowa-Missouri Conference has continued to grow. We praise God for the lives that have been positively impacted through the faithful, consistent, and generous support of the Iowa-Missouri Conference members. Each of the focus areas that I will briefly share with you fails to capture the personal power of love that has touched the lives of an untold number of refugee families, not to mention the volunteers who have served these people. Unfortunately, we don't have the time on this report to tell all those stories. Currently, there are 3 areas that Refugee Ministries will focus on to support to, minister to, and show our love to the refugees whom God is bringing to us as they restart their lives in a new place. The first focus involves the churches in our larger cities that help refugees as they come to the United States with practical needs. This practical help includes teaching them English and how to drive. The second focus of Refugee Ministries is to provide a Christ-centered Adventist education for any refugee child who would like it. The Refugee Ministries Fund, supported by you, the church members, is available to help these children attend our schools. During the past 5 years, we have averaged 51 elementary students each year attending from these families and have dispersed over $400,000 to make that possible, giving each of these students a chance at a brighter future. These students represent 11 countries who are now studying side by side with other children in this country. This offering involves 1,000 members contributing the equivalent of $10 per month each year to support this fund. If you're not one of those 1,000 members, would you like to be one today? Finally, we have intentionally worked to start and support groups worshiping in their own language. We have been able to fund more than $200,000, with $135,000 of that coming from the North American Division and the General Conference, to support 9 church plants throughout the conference, encompassing 6 different language groups. We are told that God would be pleased to see far more accomplished by His people in the presentation of the truth for this time to the foreigners in America that has been done in the past. If we were quick in discerning the opening providences of God, we should be able to see in the multiplying opportunities to reach many foreigners in America a divinely appointed means of rapidly extending the third angel's message into all the nations of the earth. God, in His providence, has brought men and women to our very doors and thrust them, as it were, into our arms, that they might learn the truth and be qualified to do a work we could not do in getting the light before men and women in other tongues. That was from the Review and Herald, 1914. We believe the Iowa-Missouri Conference is heeding this call. We are so grateful and praise God for how He is leading and blessing. We look forward to touching more lives that come to our very doors during these next 5 years.